Here we go, it's the Cop-Eye Podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to the One In, One Out Centre-Back podcast. I am Jay, I'm with Mick, I'm with Matt and I'm with Tim. Where we just learned the news that Fabinho is out and it was obviously devastating, so don't bother going watching our match preview against Spurs because one, there's not enough fucking time, and two, all we did was talk about Fabinho, so fucking scratch that. Mick, I'm going to come to you first, mate. First initial reaction to the team news.
Yeah, I mean, I seen that picture floating around on Twitter earlier today and I was praying that it wasn't real. I was like, that's got to be an old picture, please. But yeah, a minor muscle injury, which has kept him out, which is the same as what I think that's the same thing they said about Henderson a couple of weeks ago, didn't they, when he was out. So Hendo at the back of Matip, and then Millie, Thiago, and Gini in the mid. So yeah, it's as good as it can be, and it really. But it is just a shame that we get Matip back and then we rest him for this one with the intentions of playing him and Fabinho as centre half pair, and then he gets an injury. So yeah, it's just it's annoying,
but Matt, let's not look at it too downheartedly. Yes, we're losing Fabinho at the back, so the midfield is still in the same situation, isn't it? Really, where we don't have Fabinho in there. What we've got now is with Henderson playing at the back now with Matip, it's probably a little bit more solid. And what I mean by that is Fabinho is not playing with a rookie, you know what I mean, to quote an American term. But you've got Henderson and Matip at the back, which should be quite okay. But in that midfield now, we've got Milner, we've got Gini, and we've got Thiago. So with Milner playing, does that give Thiago that license to get forward a little bit more?
You'd hope so. I'd like to see Thiago a bit more forward. He's definitely more creative than Milner is. You think Milner is going to be the enforcer alongside Gini probably, and then gives Thiago a bit more of a free role, a bit of free reign to just do whatever he wants to do with the ball, and that's kind of what we want to see with him. It'll definitely cause Tottenham problems if we free up Thiago, and I guess that's kind of what Klopp's hoping for, and that's what I'm hoping for, I guess.
Okay. Tim, how are you feeling going into this game now that you've just seen the lineup?
More nervous than I was before.
Really?
Obviously, yeah, to be fair, because I thought that we'd have Matip and Fabinho, who have been our best centre-back partnership this year, back, which gave me a little bit more confidence, kind of playing against a Tottenham team that has been extremely explosive at times going forward, especially on the counter-attack, and they've caught us out for pace at the back before, which I guess isn't a bad thing that Henderson's there. Results have shown that when we don't have our full strength midfield, we're not, or as close to as possible, our full strength midfield, we're not as good as we normally are. So yeah, I'm a little bit more nervous now, but I hope maybe that we see a little bit of 4-2-3-1 like we did against United with Milner and Wijnaldum in the holding roles and having Thiago play just behind Firmino and having some interplay between the pair of them. So that's the positive out of it, but a little bit more nervous because of our lack of experience at the back, I guess, because Henderson's not really an actual centre-back, is he?
No, true. Mick, it's fucking disgusting we've not signed a centre-half, isn't it? And look at the position and look what's just happened again. Mick, we can't hear you, pal, but I'm sure what you're saying is riveting. You know what I mean?
I was having a little drink, so I thought I'll mute it so you don't use on it. Yeah, it's good.
He wasn't. He was having a little tug over Thiago.
Exactly. No, it's good, but we've talked about loads. If it was going to happen, it would have happened first week of January. So it's not going to happen. They're pinning their hopes on Matip and Fabinho being fit, and it just proves that that's not a good strategy long term because Fabinho's now injured. Matip will probably get injured again soon as well because that's what happens. But it is a bit annoying, but what can we do? We can't do anything about it at the minute. But wait and see what happens in the last couple of days of the window.
Yeah, true. I just want to give Martin Barton a shout out here. Fabinho out just shows really pissed off the football gods. Winning the league last season, we can't just catch a break at the minute. Matt, it certainly feels that way, doesn't it? With every fucking centre half we have at the minute just seems to be getting injured.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised Fabi's got injured. He's played most games for us. Like, if anyone was to do an injury, it was going to be him. Hopefully, it's nothing major and he's back ASAP. Just to touch on, I think Dan Jay's Milner recorded Champions League assist comment was directed at me, saying Thiago is more creative than him. I mean, Divock Origi scored against Barca and scored in the Champions League final. I still wouldn't start him over Salah. So what he did 3 seasons ago is kind of irrelevant at the moment. You've got Thiago.
Fucking have him, Dan. Come back with something. Come on, I want this to carry on. Dan, fucking throw something else back in there. Tim, Dev, God knows what time it is again over there for Dev. It must be about 3 o'clock in the morning again for him. Good evening, mate. Thiago is a number 6 again, or best to see Thiago in the number 8 role. Me personally, I'll go number 8. Tim, obviously you are in agreement to that.
Yeah, for sure, and especially against a team who are built to sit back. Because as much as we've played a bunch of teams over the last few weeks that have sat back and tried to hit us on a counter. No team we've faced are going to be as good at that as Tottenham are. That's exactly what Mourinho has had them set up to do from the moment he became manager to this point, and will do until the end of his term there. So yeah, it's going to be exactly the same setup. They're just going to have more quality than the teams we've been facing the last few weeks. So it's gonna require something a little bit different. And for me, playing through the middle and having Thiago, there to pick out passes and potentially see some interplay, like we said, between him and Firmino would be throwing something different at Tottenham, which I don't think they'll be expecting. To be honest, I think they'll be expecting Thiago to come in and play a number 6 role and us to try and keep possession and play into their hands a little bit. So I would like to see us play more like we did in the second half against United, where we kind of let them come onto us a little bit and start to hit them on the counter. And I think Thiago playing in behind the front 3 would be the perfect kind of centerpiece to release them and get them back in scoring form, or at least give them the chances to be able to be.
Yeah, makes sense, mate. And Mick, Charlie's just said here we need a more positive mentality. Positive, yes, a more attacking mentality and the desire to win. I think that is evident given the fact that how we played the weekend, and we do need that tonight, don't we? And I think the front 3 need to be firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the Spurs side now, trying to figure out what that is. It looks like a 5-2-1-2. I don't know. There's three full backs and 2 centre halves there, so I'm trying to piece it together. But yeah,
should be a fun Mourinho game, shouldn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're gonna sit back and soak up and counter. Obviously, Bergwijn and should have scored in the game at Anfield, shouldn't he? He had a few chances. And Son and Kane, both great on the counter attack, and their numbers this season prove how good they are on the counter. So we need to be ready for that. But I think press. I said this a lot yesterday. Like pressing higher up on the pitch, and that press that we're so used to needs to be on point tonight if we're going to beat these, because Mane is going to come up against Aurier again. Aurier played really well against them last time, so Mane is going to have to be on top form, and Salah obviously getting 2 in the last game against United. That should fire him up for this one as well. And obviously Bobby played well and got a couple of assists as well, didn't he? So the 2 out of 3 got on the assist or goal on the score sheet in the last game. So much hoping Mane is odds on to score tonight, because that battle against those two will be an interesting one. But yeah, they'll just be soaking pressure up. That's what I imagine. And even though they're the home team, it's still going to be we still need a load of creativity in there to break these down, because it's going to be a tough nut to crack, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, obviously the threat of Spurs is widely known, and we know what Mourinho's like, but the doubling up of Salah, I think, is a good point there from Owen, because obviously we saw how Manchester United handled him in the league, so we've got to worry about that, haven't we? And obviously Owen's come in, that man can get the better of Aurier. So do you expect that we'll be playing more down the left-hand side with Robbo and Mane?
Yeah, I mean, Aurier did handle Mane quite well at Anfield, but Aurier's got a stupid decision in him. Gives away needless penalties every now and again, does dive in, and if Mane can get him one-on-one, then even though he can handle Mane, you expect Mane to get the better of him once, twice, maybe 3 times in the game, and that could be crucial. But again, it's like I said a couple of days ago, I think the key is how Bobby plays. Bobby unlocks defences. Bobby makes the front 3 tick. So if he can get going, then I think we'll be fine.
Fair enough, mate. Mick, obviously we're coming up to 10 minutes now. We don't want to take up too much time, so I just want to... Are you going to have the final word on your boyfriend?
Yeah, I'm open. Like Tim said, I'm open. at that before we came on. I was like, that is classic.
When Mick talks about Thiago, this is the face he makes.
Yeah, that's my internal face. That is my internal jizz face when Thiago passes the ball. No, I'm hoping he plays a bit further forward. Like Tim said, if he plays as an 8 or maybe not a 10 tonight, he'll probably play as an 8, but we'll see the best of him, because like we were talking, like you said, Jay, we were talking yesterday all about Fabinho and getting Fabinho back into midfield will unlock at least a little bit the rest of the team in terms of creativity, which is what everyone's saying in the comments. We need to be more creative, and I think getting people back into the actual fucking positions will allow that, and the fact that we can't do that is hindering us to play this football that way. It's not us, it's not Liverpool with obviously missing huge players, but we're still limping along all right. Not recent form, but throughout the course of the season. But I hope we see the best of Thiago tonight. I'm hoping this is where, I talked about like mini statements. I'm hoping he'll make one as well tonight, because he's been getting a load of shit as well from opposition fans saying, "Oh, that 6 games Thiago started, or 5 games he hasn't won a game, or whatever." Just shite. Just basically loosed on Liverpool being a bit shit at the minute, and Thiago coming into the team coincides with that, and that's all they've got. So I'm hoping he fucking shuts them all up tonight.
Yeah, so do I, mate. Deb's just throwing a question saying none of you's on wearing an LFC kit for match day. It's a little bit different over here, mate, and it depends on what age you are. You can get away with it. It's one of the things, but there's a lot of good clobber out there by a lot of local Liverpool guys. So, for example, like Dreams and Songs to Sing is right design as well. They do quite a lot of good stuff, mate. All those links are in the description. You'll find on a lot of our videos that me and Mick are wearing quite a lot of these hoodies and T-shirts and stuff from the designers that are dotted around. And a little bit more tongue-in-cheek and a bit funny to do with, obviously, the city that we live in. So it's that's the way it is, mate. But don't get me wrong, you'll always find us in the kit. I'm personally more into the retro stuff. We've had Matt in Liverpool shirts. Tim's worn his home shirt quite a bit. It's probably just none of us have done our fucking washing, Dev. That's probably what it is. You know what I mean? It's just one of them. But yeah, so listen, just at the end of the day, just don't fucking lose. And like Carol says, come on Liverpool. And yeah, enjoy the game, everybody. And hopefully we'll be seeing you here after the game when Liverpool got 3 points.